Hi, everyone. This is Mrs. Pirelli, and I just have some information for the beginning of the school year for you. So attendance will be recorded for both in-person learning and distance remote learning. In-person learning days will be recorded as traditionally done in the past. Distance learning days will be recorded based on attempted or completed work submitted. It's important to communicate with your teacher, me, if you have any difficulties with programs or assignments. Every morning, the kids will be dropped off at the U driveway as usual. A staff member will be at the door to make sure students are wearing masks, sanitizing their hands before they enter the building, and doing social distancing. Students will report directly to the cafeteria for breakfast if they are getting breakfast. Otherwise, they proceed right to their classroom. We're ending our day a little bit earlier this year, so kids will be dismissed at around 2:45. Students will sanitize their hands prior to leaving the classroom. Classes will be dismissed by either pickup or by bus, and they will be dismissed from my classroom. Monday expectations, because Monday is an at-home day. Everyone is at home. There will be some remediation as well as enrichment opportunities. Students will be invited to attend their Google meeting like they normally do on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, but it will be on Mondays. They will also have some choices to choose from for reading, writing, and math. But if there is need to meet with me specifically for some one-on-one work, Monday is also the day we would schedule that. Now, some distance learning expectations. We'll pretty much utilize Google Classroom for everything. What I do want to say is that I'm going to make sure that students know exactly what to do and how to get there so that there will be less stress at home about what to do. They will be much more independent. They will practice skills and review concepts that they were taught when in person. And I will also dedicate a time from 3 to 3:30, Tuesday through Friday, with an open Google Meet so that students can pop on and ask me a question if they need some assistance. Or you can always reach me by telephone through the school or email, and I will respond as quickly as I can. Students will have specials this year. It will be in their classrooms. We are starting with Spanish with Senora Parker, and then we will be going to Miss Staples and PE. If your student if your child gets breakfast, they will go right down to the cafeteria to get that breakfast and bring it back in a tray to eat it in the classroom. At lunchtime, we will also set up protocols for kids to get their hands washed. If they are getting hot lunch, they're going to go down and get the lunch and bring it back to the classroom. Recess, every class will be out for recess, weather permitting. Students will need to wear masks at recess, but each recess area will have a designated mask-free zone that will be monitored by the teacher on duty. And students will be going out separated by the class that they're in to specific areas in the classroom. They will sanitize their hands before and after. Masks are required throughout the day. Breaks will be given. And travel in the hallway will be monitored. We're going to practice those once the children are in front of me. And all students will practice washing their hands or sanitizing them. All personal items will go back and forth each day. So Chromebooks, lunchbox, water bottle, homework folder. Please don't send in any toys, fidgets, or other items to school at this time. Once this lifts, our rules will change again. But for now, the only things to go back and forth from home to school should be their lunch, Chromebook, snack, and homework folder. We will always strive to maintain the 6 feet social distancing. And when it isn't possible, we will add layers of PPE. The daily screenings need to be done before heading out for school. The list is here. My advice would be if you have anything that you're wondering about, call the school and talk to our nurse first, and she will gladly walk you through whether this is something to be concerned about or not concerned about, or whether or not your child should come to school. And some essential agreements and suggestions for my class in particular. The Chromebook has to come back and forth to school. Establish times at home to make sure it gets charged. It will just add um, issues for the day, probably, if the student would go to use their Chromebook and it's dead. Establish routines at home for doing their work and try to stick with them. If they need to be changed, great, but I think the more often the routine is kept, the more school-like it will feel. Choose a good place for your child to work. Stay in touch with me. Email will be the quickest way to reach me. Again, I'm dedicating 3 to 3:30 as an open Google Meet for questions, Tuesdays through Fridays. Help students own their learning. It's okay to help as long as they are doing the thinking and the work. Showing the easy way may not always be helpful. A lot of what they do will help inform what and how I need to teach. So getting things back perfect may not always be the best plan. Establish times for quiet reflection and reading, but also encourage physical activity and exercise every day. I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me at the school. I'm really excited for this school year to begin and looking forward to working with everyone. Thank you for your support.